Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday here in the States. I'm coming to you live from my dining table here in Washington, D.C. And I only say that to mean that, in the age of coronavirus, in the age of the internet, we are joined live by the gorgeously talented singer-songwriter all the way from Aotearoa, New Zealand, Marianne Leigh. How are you doing, my darling?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. That was like a hella mouthful. I talk a lot of shit in these things, which is always fun. It gets me out of my little bubble of quarantine goodness here in DC.
Yeah.
But obviously, this podcast is all about songwriters from around the world in support of my latest book called My Songs, My Life, My Healing, which is all about how powerful music is and the process of songwriting is when it comes to, overcoming life obstacles and all the things that make us survivors. So your song that we want to discuss tonight is a song called Suddenly. Can you tell me a little bit about you and then a little bit more about the song?
Well, Suddenly is probably one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It's a song that came out of, one of those late night songwriting sessions. And I think about me, I've been songwriting for many years, since I was 10. And now I'm turning 18. So it's been a long time, and it's been a while of really trying to make my songwriting the best that it can be. And Suddenly is a song that I really feel is like opening new doors for me, and it's a song about love that I feel really can connect with people. Yeah.
That's awesome. So these late night songwriting sessions, tell me more about that.
Those I actually had one of those last night. And it's like the time when your brain is just the most unfiltered, the most open, and it's just ready to songwrite. It's the best creative time, I think. And although you might be tired, grab your guitar and write yourself a song, because you're gonna thank yourself in the morning. Yeah.
For sure. You tend to do these songwriting sessions by yourself, or do you co-write?
I actually don't think I have co-written. I recently co-wrote one song, but that was like the first time I'd ever co-written. I write everything myself.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit there. Can you repeat that?
Oh, yeah. So only recently I did my first co-writing session, but I usually songwrite everything myself.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. Okay. So first question, I guess, was like, what was the motivation behind you writing Suddenly?
Well, I had just come home from a really, really terrible day. And I think Taylor Swift's album came out, Folklore. And
Okay.
she had like written a lot of like really beautiful piano melodies. And the last thing you want to do when you get home is work, and like songwriting is a form of work. So, but I was like, you know what, I'm inspired. So I sat down at the piano, and for a long time, like I was in writer's block. I couldn't like think of anything, but a melody just kind of came to my head, and it was the piano ascending melody that plays in the song. And I just played it, and the song just kind of wrote itself really quickly. And I like the minute I sang the chorus, I was like, oh my God, this is something. Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's there's something. It's really hard to describe when you're like, oh, this is the money shot kind of lyric,
Yeah.
What's your like? So what when you write songs, like how like do you start with the guitar? Do you start with the melody? Do you start with the lyrics? What comes first? What's your process look like?
Honestly, it changes, but I would say generally it's the lyrics. The lyrics are my strong point, I think. So I think generally probably the lyrics, yeah.
Okay, cool. So what happens after you got the lyrics? Like what does that look like?
Oh, well, I have like a notepad on my phone filled with so many different kinds of lyrics and ideas. Usually, like my struggle is like finding a good chord progression that I haven't used too many times, but like works with the song, but like builds up well and isn't cliche, and but also does this, and it's like it's a process. But usually I just go on chordfinder.com, and you just Yeah, I have like, so yeah, so it goes lyrics, then chords, then probably like melody, like singing over the top, and then I like keep going and keep like trying until I find that one chorus melody that I really like, because I feel like,
Yeah.
a hook chorus really drags you in.
Yeah. So you're more melody driven, like in terms of like hookiness. Do you like when I write songs, for example, and when I'm mentoring my clients, like a lot of the time I'm like, okay, so what's the punch in the feelings? What is the one lyric in the chorus that like makes you feel something? Do you have that kind of stuff, kind of approach, or are you more of a no, I want to just make it really, really catchy?
Honestly, I've never really been the really, really catchy kind. I have started like reaching out into more upbeat music because I know it's really fun to perform live and also people like more upbeat stuff. So
Hmm.
I've been reaching out into that a little bit more, kind of trying to experiment. But I think honestly lyrics are where I try and catch people's attention.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think it's probably the lyrics.
That's cool. That's cool. So, what was your biggest breakthrough when writing suddenly? Was there anything like an emotional aha moment that you had?
Oh yeah, like in the bridge. There's like a piano cool chord situation and like it's just like building up and then the lyrics in the bridge aren't my favorite thing, simple things like welcome me home. I love that lyric because it's just so simple, but when you're in love and that like simple action, anything can make you feel so happy and just feel all the feels, and I just really wanted the listener to feel all the feels. And so I loved the bridge, and I loved how like the main message of the song was you make things so different, because that's what you feel when you're like falling in love with someone. You're like, you make this so different. And yeah.
I love that. I love that. Um, excuse me. Have you received any feedback from your friends or fans?
Yeah, so my friends really like it. I have a friend that's in a relationship, and she listened to the song. She said it felt just like her relationship, and her relationship is really cute, so that was nice because I sent it to her before I sent it to anyone else, because I wanted to know whether it felt like what she felt. And I didn't like ask her that direct question. I just said like, tell me what you think. And she said, oh my God, this is just what I feel. So that was really reaffirming.
So, did you write this song based on her experiences or your own experiences?
My own experiences. Yeah, probably my own. Yeah, I can't cover that one up.
That's okay. It's a good thing. Like you don't need
Yeah,
to, love is love. Love is a great thing. There's
yeah.
nothing better than that, that feeling of safety and perfection. So I'm curious because you've got such a for somebody, this can make me sound so horrible. I apologize. I promise you I'm not a geriatric, but for somebody so young, you've got a
Oh, that's not
very,
insulting.
no, it makes me, I don't know, maybe I'm insulting myself here, but I'm only 32, it's fine. But for somebody so young, you've built a very impressive list of accolades and mentors and things that you've been working on. You've obviously you were a Play It Strange finalist. You've been mentored by Bic Runga and Mike Chan. So what and you've worked with Jamie McDowell, obviously, who's also up there with the New Zealand music royalty. What makes this song better than the songs that you've worked on with those kind of artists, or not maybe not better than, but like different from?
I think like I think I'll continue to do this, but I think like, when you're 15, 16, 17, you're really figuring out your sound.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Especially when you like first start Play It Strange competitions, like the song I wrote then, it was, a 15, 14-year-old song.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going on 18. Life is changing, graduating high school. Your mind changes, what is around you, what inspires you changes a lot. And your outlook on love is different. Like funnily enough, the song I wrote when I was 15 for the first Play It Strange competition, that really kind of like started this whole music thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was about love as well, but I came at it from such a different approach. And then like, years later coming back to the same piano with the same inspiration and just thinking, what can I write this time? I think it just shows like the artistic growth. And I think that's what's kind of cool about when you start out like younger, and you release it younger, you can like see your growth.
Yeah. Do you tend to stick with topics of romance and love, or do you write about what inspires you, I guess, is my question.
I'd say probably the things that inspire me are either the world around me, how angry I am at the moment, or like the songs around me, because I love taking inspiration from artists around me that are doing really well, or like something that I really connect with. I try to like change my music playlists and things I listen to things I want to write like, and I have like one cool playlist called like inspirations, because I find if I listen to it a lot, I'm gonna write it. Like I wanted an upbeat song, so I listened to Camila Cabello, Sabrina Carpenter, fun music, because I want people to dance to music, that's I want people to feel good. So I'm just trying to like expand myself as an artist. I forgot what the question was. What was the question?
As in, like, what do you write about? Like, when I was your age, I was the same way. I was really angry with the world. And, between writing about that anger and then writing about broken hearts and falling in love, now I'm writing about racism and prejudice and sexism and, but that's just because, I'm older and wiser than I was when I was 17. But I'm curious as to what your where your inspiration comes from, like lyrically.
So yeah, no, definitely like the music around me, the people around me, my own experiences, like Suddenly was definitely from my own personal experience. It was like
you get very coy when you say that, like I don't want to give away who it was about. So.
Yeah, it's just a bit awkward because friends are gonna watch this after, so they're gonna be like, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Own it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Every ex-boyfriend of mine knows exactly what songs I've written about them. It's fine.
Good. That's good. Write some good breakup ones and they'll know exactly what's about them. Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely about my own experience and like the feeling of like feeling safe, feeling when you've been wronged in the past, and when someone just makes it so different, and that's just the cool message of the song, which I really love.
That's cool. Do you want to if you're feeling brave enough, would you like to speak your lyrics before we listen to your song?
Sure. The whole song?
Yeah.
So
I want to hear it, like give it some Shakespearean twist. No,
sure.
I'm kidding.
Do you want me to like explain each lyric, or like some lyrics? Just say them.
Just say them, because I think that's the beauty of songwriting. And correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like when you're writing a song, it's not like you don't have to. It's up to interpretation for the listener, correct?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you don't. Maybe it might make you feel a little bit too vulnerable to explain, like, oh, this is about Nigel and that time. I don't know what his name is, but just tell us the lyrics.
Okay. So the first verse starts off with, I want you in dark-lit rooms of nights of only us. I want jokes that only we understand, victory days and nights we don't plan. And if being crazy and young is what you want to do, then I'll be crazy, but only with you. And then the chorus is, suddenly I'm falling again, and I don't know what makes it different, but it does. The second verse is, I know how to read your mind, how little things can make it all right. Just come and pick me up, just us is enough, and we don't need the parties, just for you to hold me. The chorus repeats, and then the bridge is, simple things like walking me home and trying so hard when things come undone, you make things so different. Future plans that we shouldn't make, they say will fall through, but we do it anyway, you make things so different. And then the chorus repeats.
Suddenly I'm falling again. I don't know what makes it different, but it does. It's really lovely. It's a very sweet song. Awesome. And I know that somebody Flavok, you two, is giving you a round of applause as you as you say these lyrics. So thank you for watching. Great. Well, let's have a listen to the actual song. It is not available on Spotify just yet because it is not coming out yet. It hasn't come out yet, rather. Can you tell me when the song does come out?
We don't have an exact release date yet, but it'll be coming out in the new year. So this is an exclusive listen for people who tune in.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Exclusives are my favorite place to be. Cool. So on that note, this is Marianne Leigh. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. SoundCloud can be so finicky sometimes. So if you're just tuning in, this is Marianne Leigh. Marianne Leigh is coming all the way live from Auckland, Aotearoa, New Zealand, with her song, Suddenly.
I want you in dark lit rooms, in nights of only us. I want jokes only we understand, victory days and nights we don't plan. And if being crazy and young is what you wanna do, then I'll be crazy, but only with you. And suddenly I'm falling again, and I don't know what makes it different, but it does. But it does. I know how to read your eyes, how little things can make it alright. Just come and pick me up, justice is enough, and we don't need the parties just for you to hold me. And suddenly I'm falling again, and I don't know what makes it different, but it does. But it does. Simple things like walking me home and trying so hard when things come undone. Oh, you make things so different. Future plans that we shouldn't make, they say we'll fall through, but we do it anyway. Oh, you make things so different. Suddenly I'm falling again, and I don't know what makes it different, but it does. But it does. Suddenly, 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 suddenly.
Ooh, I love how it stops on the, not quite the root note. It's like, and then what?
Yeah. That song, I love it so much. I love it so much. That's like my baby. It's my little baby. I'm proud of my little songwriting baby.
That's how we should be feeling about all of our songs. Let's be real. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. So where did you record that?
Where did I record that? I actually did that in my room. Like, I didn't produce it myself, but I've been working remotely with a producer that I unfortunately have to keep anonymous.
Okay.
But He's
because
great.
there's a big deal who like just doesn't want to give away his secrets? No.
Yeah. He's a really great guy, and he's very, very talented. And he approached me and he wanted to work with me. So, but it was during the second lockdown in New Zealand.
Right.
So I recorded the vocals myself and a bad job of the piano. He redid the piano and everything.
Gotcha.
And he just made it come alive like magic. We just sent it back and forth, and
That's
it is
awesome.
what it is. Yeah.
I love it. I think, one of the great things, one of the great blessings about being from Aotearoa is that really like DIY, I can do it kind of attitude. Because here in the States, it's very different. And, so when I moved here and people are like, why, how are you? And I'm like, well, you say I can't do it. My response is watch me, and I think that's definitely been like, oh, quarantine. Yeah, that's cool. I'll just write a dope song and record it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well done. This is gorgeous.
You.
Sorry, that was me trying to, you in quarantine. I was trying to pay you. I'm not funny. That's fine.
No, you are. You're so lively. I love it. And I love how, because I feel like in New Zealand we have like, although we are quite DIY and in that sense, we are also quite shy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are very shy. They don't want to stand out. But I love people that are like confident in themselves and like, yes, I can do it. Like, watch me. Exactly like that.
That's literally what you've done with the song, is what I'm saying. Like, you've literally been like, oh, quarantine's happening. That's okay. I'm still going to do my thing. And that's
Thank you.
That's what makes so many indie artists and yourself in particular, really stand out. Indie artists in terms of like from New Zealand, being like very on their feet, resilient, like, okay, that's cool. What can I do next? I'm gonna do it, And I think that's something that really is quite uniquely Kiwi. There are very few artists who are able to sort of take the bull by the horns as effectively as a lot of Aotearoa artists. That's all. So well done.
Thank you.
A long-winded way of saying well done.
Thank you.
No, it's pretty cool. So what's next for you? You've got, this song's coming out in the new year sometime. How can people find out? Do you have a website, a mailing list?
Yes, people can head over to my socials on Instagram and Facebook, and they can follow me, and I'll definitely be posting all about it when new music comes out. I'm working on a new EP right now.
Nice.
I was actually recording yesterday. Now
that you're out of lockdown, I get it.
Yeah, so this summer is gonna have lots of fun things. So if you follow me there, check out my Spotify, you'll be able to find out lots of cool things. Yeah.
Cool. So you're Marianne Leigh music, or just Marianne Leigh?
Just Marianne Leigh. If you search up my name, then it'll come up because I have quite an unusual name. So that's an advantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Do you have anything else that you want to sort of tease people about, or let us know about?
No, I think the tease of new music is the main thing that I want to let people know about.
So many awesome things. Hey, thank you so much. I'm super excited about, all the future plans and releases from you, and I can't wait to see what directions you take as you continue to develop and hone your art. It's an exciting process. It's one of, I love it. Even as a 30-year-old, I'm still like honing and changing and growing.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't stop.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. It was really great talking about the song and discussing songwriting with a fellow songwriter.
Of course. And for everybody listening at home, again, follow Marianne Leigh. That's MarianneLeigh, as you can see on her screen. On all social media platforms, as well as Spotify. Of course, my book, My Life, My Songs, My Healing is now out, so you can grab your copy on Amazon or on my website. Otherwise, have an amazing day on purpose. Be good, be kind, spread